So incredibly excited for the level of productivity, but a little bit scared for like my kids' jobs and what jobs will look like very soon. Like anything to do with processing data, moving information across, heck, even creatively thinking and visualizing that thought. Like just across the board, everything. It's really scary, but also really exciting. I feel that the barrier to entry across a lot of tasks, coding, design, analysis, reporting and things like that, like almost at zero. It's a lot of the free AI models can do baseline, you pay $20 and it can do the rest of it. Things that took hours, days, weeks can now be done in minutes. You have AI agents that I've been playing with for the last few months that connect essentially like an MPC server, typing mind, which is in the middle. You connect the various language models into it, and they literally act as agents. One agent does this thing, the other agent processes that data, the other agent rewrites it and adds it into a creative tone, gets you the data. Like I left a robot running for 1 hour, and this robot's job, I tasked it to go and visit the forums of a specific niche in Australia, and it went and crawled 10,000 comments. It grabbed the most popular topics. There were like 33 core topics in the finance space, and it essentially gathered people's opinions and information. And the same goes for LinkedIn posts with comments and likes and stuff like that. So much value that comes from a lot of people, but also these are just opinions. Then another system organized that on an Excel, and another system, another bot organized that into meaningful topic ideas for blogs or guides or social media or pages on a website or sites. Other things that are thought leading, like we're talking like to the month latest information. And so every time I implement this workflow into my company and retrain all the staff and empower them, I'm just thinking, gosh, there's just every little micro update that does this little thing, there's just jobs that are just wiped out. So obviously alarm bells, but on the other hand, crazy empowerment. Like my team is far more efficient now, far more effective, far less chances. I remember the first time I implemented Grammarly, this was like 10 years ago, across all of my workflows. It's like all the spelling mistakes on the websites we just had such low mistakes that were being made with spelling, Australian spelling, American spelling, just basic stuff like that was just fixed grammar. I personally think that the average business these days, and you still got some time, but businesses in Australia especially will opt in for good enough of what AI can do over manual per hour labor at Australian rates at this stage, especially with how employment is in Australia. It's just, I feel like it's going to get hard for people to find jobs that normally they'd have no problem finding. What I mean by that is just a basic prompt can deliver good enough work over, what most humans could do much, much better with a bit of extra time. But we're talking like 5% to 80% difference. 5% on the prompt, 80% on the human being, lunch breaks and all that kind of stuff. So what am I currently concentrating on? Two core things. One is building genuine and authentic relationships with people. Spending more time with people, face to face with people. Many of my clients have been at my place in the sauna, shots of steak on the barbecue. It's meaningful relationships and spending face-to-face time with people, whether it be a coffee, worst case, a video call where you see the person's face, you see the emotions. I feel like that's what I'm personally concentrating on, is the human element, the human touch, spending time with people, understanding their needs, face to face, taking notes down on paper. I use a tablet now, right? I transcribe my conversations with clients because I personally talk about so much stuff that I need my note taker to keep an eye on me. So there's good segues. On the other hand, I'm embracing, tackling all the new tools that are coming out because I don't want to fall behind. Not so much fall behind, there's just so much benefit in the productivity gain across all of these things. So doubling down on just spending more time face to face with clients, with people, helping people. Obviously, I do that a lot with video, but on the other hand, as soon as there's an update with a lot of the core AIs, I go and buy it. I go and implement it. I hire someone to implement it, to connect the APIs for me. Sometimes it's a bit over my head, the technical stuff, because I know where my time is more valuable. So I'll be paying people to set up the foundations and then I'll test the workflows. So heavily invested. Every month we review and then we implement certain things company-wide. Like, this is the new workflow, this is how we're going to be doing it. These are the custom GPTs, you log in here, you log in there. And every step of the way, I tell my team, guys, it's you. I don't want to replace anybody with this thing. I want to empower the whole company with this thing so we're more effective. But the moment your job, and I think this is the alarm for anyone anywhere in the world where your job is mindless, click here, do this, move this data across. So you might say, oh, an AI can't do this, and can't watch it. Just watch it. And at the end of the day, some people have decades worth of experience. I feel while AI might be there at some stage, could be weeks or months away, there's no experience like, look, I'm not gonna, heart surgeon that's been doing this for many years can walk up to a patient, let's say it's an elderly lady or something, and for a heart consultation, and the heart surgeon smells her hand, and there's a certain scent that they smell. He says, we need to operate ASAP. And I feel, obviously that's an extreme case, but AI can't do that, doesn't have that many data points. It will, there'll be some other data points, I'm not denying, but what I'm trying to say is your decades-long experience of doing that thing, inspecting that home, seeing the foundations, smelling something, hearing something, that's why you're an expert. Hello. I don't have a ball today. I've usually got a doggy. So I'm personally attempting to allocate more time and focusing more on community, whether it be my local beach, local clubs, sailing club, swimming club, spend more time with people, like events where there are people face to face working together over online groups, which I'm still extremely part of. From 97, got access to the internet, and that was just like my default. I just middle clicked my way through life since then. I guess the question to ask yourself, whether you're an employer, employee, what do you do that has that human element that can't be replaced by an AI? Have a think about it. What experiences do you deliver, or can you deliver, that should you start focusing on? What processes do your team need to change and follow to create more of that human element that can't be replaced by AI? I could have recorded one video or used an AI to walk people through how to take over their website. One video, hundreds of campaigns watched this video. But no, every single website that I finish, I do a personalized handover video. Now, that's terrible use of the most senior person's time in the company. But even though it's a video, even though it's a digital version of myself, that 20-minute video of me explaining why we have WP Astra installed, why we use Beaver Builder over Elementor. These are just the tools of my trade and my experience, and we use them for stability purposes, but it's a personalized video Even though a lot of the core foundation of the site is the same across all my sites, the footer, the header, the buttons are the same, the videos are all different. And they all have a level of passion, and I love all of my campaigns. I'm really proud of all of my campaigns. So things like that, like how do you, I don't even want to use the word scale that. How do you apply that more in your business? What parts of your business rely on empathy and human judgment? One of the things to do is literally ask AI. I do this, I'm a lawyer, I'm an accountant. What are the things that I can do to maximize that human element? This is just my personal opinion of where energy should be spent, because at the end of the day, it's those relationships that drive success. So I personally think that the winners of the next few years or decade will do a blend of, hello doggy, we'll do a blend of embracing AI, being on top of AI, meaning weekly, monthly integrations and research of this stuff, while spending more time with people in the human element. I'm not going to comment on the whole working from home. My whole team is remote working from home, but there's going to be something about that office environment, about those corny conversations at the water fountain. But I think we're already so disconnected with all of these crazy devices, and I feel like anyone that is somewhat introverted, everyone should benefit from reading books like How to Win People and Influence, Win Friends and Influence People, just how to sell, not necessarily sell, but just how to have conversations with people. I can't even speak right now, but I think you get the gist, because those are the people that are, I feel, most at risk, the ones that are scared to ask a question, speak up. A lot of teenagers right now that are stuck on their devices that just, so I personally am taking the approach of enhancing my team with AI, not replacing my team with AI. If anything, I've hired way more people since the release of AI, because I can rely on my firm SOPs empowered by the baseline good enough work of AI to deliver predictable and scalable results. And I personally absolutely love it, but I can see that employees that think their jobs are secure, that aren't allocating any time to learning the baseline of AI. I'm not saying go and buy the latest software. I'm just go and research your industry and the tasks that you do, and I'll guarantee you that you will be far more valued as an employee who utilizes these functions. Now you might think, oh, they're going to find out that I use them to make my day quicker, but make it crystal clear, hey guys, I found this workflow. I think it's going to enhance our experience. I think this is great. Be that thought leader. They'll respect you for it, because you're paying attention to the industry. You're being more valuable. At the end of the day, they'll benefit from this, right? Because I think a lot of people are going to get a reality check when all of a sudden that particular task is redundant, because it could be done with one click. So you'd rather be on top of it and more valuable to the next employer before you realize that my whole job is not needed.